So which is the best castle in Scotland, Stirling or Edinburgh? And why am I going to need this to find out? If you're interested in the people, places and events in Scottish history, then click the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen and ring the notification bell to find out when I upload new videos. In the meantime, let's have a heated debate. You see, today I'm meeting up with my old mucker Ross Leslie, who's also a tour guide by day and a stand-up comic at night. But we might have different opinions when it comes to the best castle.
Hey
Rossi, how you doing?
All right, how's it going?
I'm good. Why are we meeting here?
Why not? Look at it's the castle, Edinburgh Castle, look at the view.
It's a bonny view, right enough. Because you are a tour guide.
That's right.
And you show people round Edinburgh Castle.
That's right, my home castle.
And because you just live just north of here in
Absolutely.
Fife, which is why I brought a lang spoon to sup with a Fifer.
I thought you might do that, yeah. well, it's the same sort of thing. You're obviously just north of Stirling, you're taking people up to Stirling.
From Perthshire, that's
Exactly,
right.
yeah.
So do you think our job roles and our locations is what affects what?
I can see why you might say that, but I'm of the belief that I just think Edinburgh's better. I think it's better.
Well, let's find out.
We will find it. Yeah, let's go.
One thing Ross and I can agree on is Edinburgh in August. Edinburgh Fringe is part of our annual cycle, and this year we'll both have Scottish history related shows for you to come and see. But more of that later. First, which is the best castle?
So, Edinburgh Castle, 2.2 million visitors a year.
2.2.
2.2 million.
Well, we got 500,000.
Half of it's not bad, not bad. We've got a stadium, 8,000 seater.
Stadium.
Yes, that's-
Stadium. What's that for?
For the military tattoo, you got a tattoo?
No.
You have events on?
I saw UB40 at Stirling Castle once.
Oh, wow, okay. Jeez.
Aye. Do you think we'll get any Saturday night telly out of this?
I think you're right, yeah. Well, double that.
We've come to see how good your castle is.
Come away in.
We will do.
I tell you one thing that is similar about this in Stirling Castle is in both you've got that outer gate and then you've got it leads up to an inner gate. But the one at Stirling Castle is far more dramatic
I think
and
it is. It
imposing.
used to be bigger as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should have got a James the Fourth one.
Oh, that's portcullis nonsense. What about this view then, Bruce?
It's a bonny view, I'll give you that. It's a
Yeah.
nice cityscape, aye.
So just to inform you, we've got the beautiful Kingdom of Fife over there, God's country.
I've got my spoon.
Yeah, I know you have, you keep going on about that. The Firth of Forth leads into the North Sea, you can see your enemies coming by ship, and you've got Inchcolm Island. What have you got?
What have we got? You've got the Highland Line with Stirling Castle. You look out in the incredible Highland Line and all the beauty, not buildings, nature.
Yeah.
is that not? I think we win this one.
I don't know. That's a pretty important abbey out on that island. Does that not count?
The Cambus Kenneth Abbey from Stirling Castle.
Okay,
There
yeah.
you
What
go.
about-
And I tell you what, it's not just the view. It's like how strategically important it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's only a 40-mile isthmus that you can, if you want to take Scotland, and if you want to take Scotland, you've got to pass Stirling Castle. It's the most strategically important castle in the country.
Right, okay, and so you might win that one. So how many times has your castle been attacked? Because ours has been attacked a hell of a lot.
Ours has been attacked the most.
Is it? I highly
Well-
doubt that, yeah. What about, have you ever had an 18-month siege, the Lang siege, you ever had that?
There's been loads of sieges at Stirling. How many sieges has been here?
26. 2 unofficial, that was me, but
26,
I
that's
apologise
quite
for
a
that.
lot
Yeah,
actually. That is quite
one of
a
the most
lot.
famous ones, I don't know if you know about a man called General Leslie, Alexander Leslie, 1639.
Aye.
He took this castle in half an hour.
Half an
Not
hour.
bad, you ever heard?
There you go. It's easy meat taking this castle, isn't it?
He's brilliant, he's a Leslie, that's what happened there.
Just like, is he a Fifer as well?
Yeah.
Look, think about it, right? Stirling Castle, you've got Edward Longshanks in 1304, his
Yep.
siege. Then 1314, right? The reason for the Battle of Bannockburn was because the Scots were besieging Bannockburn, mate. Right? You can't get bigger than that. And then after that, you had what's her name? Margaret Tudor was besieged at Stirling Castle during the James VI reign. Stirling Castle was besieged. Bonnie Prince Charlie besieged Stirling Castle. Do you know what I mean? Right? I think we're a winner.
However, have you ever had a Zeppelin fly over Stirling Castle?
No. But we have had a guy in a chicken suit try to fly to France from Stirling Castle.
And how did he get on?
Well, he fell in a rubbish dump and had to go to the hospital.
Embarrassing. Hospital, I'll show you one.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll show you a hospital just round the corner. This is our former war hospital round the corner here.
Ah! Did they have chicken suit men in there?
Probably not, Bruce, to be honest with you, no.
I tell you what though, at least it never rains at Stirling Castle.
I doubt that, but in Edinburgh we've got you covered because we can go indoors. For example, in here, the National War Museum for Scotland, 400 years of history, and that's not the only one, we've got 2 other ones as well.
Ooh! Ooh. Oh, there's loads of exhibitions at Stirling Castle, and we've got the Argyll and Sutherland Highlander Museum.
Well, that's good, but we've got the Royal Scots.
In a way, the reason that these are still here is because there's so many castles that are kind of destroyed and they're no longer. Whereas here, this was a military barracks for the Royal Scots, and Stirling was a military barracks for the Argyll and Southern Highlanders, which has kind of sustained them over the years, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
But obviously, we've got a better museum.
How's that?
Because in the Argyll and Sutherland Highlander Museum in Stirling Castle, you've got the oldest football medal in the world from 1853.
So Scotland were pretty good at football back then. That's good. That's
well,
good.
there was no such thing as Scotland.
Yeah,
it was the Argyll and Southern Highlanders played Edinburgh University, but they've got the oldest football medal in the world.
Okay, I think we can beat that. I think we can. We've got the Imperial Eagle taken from the Battle of, or one of them from the Battle of Waterloo.
Is that Ensign Ewart?
It's very same. Yeah, he was a goalie, I think. Yeah.
I think you may have beaten me in that one.
Absolutely.
This is kind of, you've got him up there, Lord Hague. It takes you to the kind of period of the big guns of the First World War and stuff like that. So it kind of takes you all through the years.
Do you want to see a big gun?
Have you got a big gun?
Oh, the biggest. Come and see.
Right, okay. As we head up the hill, let me say a huge thanks to Historic Scotland for giving us early morning access to the most visited site in Scotland. Now, they haven't asked for anything in return, but why not become a member? You get access to loads of brilliant sites and you support our history and heritage. It's well worth it. Right, let's see Ross's big gun. So this is your gun?
Yeah, this is Meg. This is Mon's Meg. Biggest gun on this island at one point.
Woo!
Used to fire 2 miles in distance, take out a few places nearby.
Aye. You'd nearly get to Fife.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but yeah, you could hit Fife, I suppose. But yeah, this came here 1457.
Aye.
Long time ago.
So that would have been James II.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So James II, tell you a wee story about James II and this very castle. So in 1440, just a wee lad.
Be a boy at the time.
He's not that wee, but he's a wee lad. Yeah, he is 9 years old and he invites the 6th Earl Douglas here, or his regent did certainly. And a horrible event, murder, a whole lot, beheadings, disgusting stuff going on. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really affected by this. But yeah.
So what happened?
So they're invited for a dinner, bull's head on the table, head cut off, done. That's the job done, apparently.
Right, aye. Okay, well, you're saying that, but if I remember rightly, right, the guy that benefited from that was the 7th Earl of Douglas, who might have been involved in the whole head chopping thing. The Black Dinner, they call it.
Black Dinner, that's what, yeah, you know it.
And his son, who becomes the 8th Earl of Douglas, marries his cousin, that's what the nobility do,
yeah.
And gains even more land in the southeast.
That's right, yeah.
James II doesn't like it, and he invites him to Stirling Castle to have a dinner. Now, he's seen this play out before.
Yeah, he's not stupid though.
And he says, no, it's okay. And James says, I tell you what, I'll give you a safe passage. And he turns up at the dinner, and James insists that he gives up on this treaty that he's been involved in. He laughs at him, knowing that he's got a safe passage. James stabs him. All of James's pals stab him, poleaxe him in the head, and they throw him into the garden. So the high point of Stirling Castle is still the Douglas Garden.
Is that what it's called? That?
It's called the Douglas Garden.
I see.
So, Edinburgh Castle might have started it, but Stirling Castle finished it.
I see, okay. But the Black Dinner, we inspired a bit of modern day culture. The Red Wedding, Game of Thrones, you heard of that?
I have. Stirling Castle was the scene for Colditz. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, my mum loved it. Favourite show.
Shut it. You're slagging me off about my age, right? You're falling apart a bit yourself, mate.
I've got some issues.
Is that not what your Fringe show's about?
It is indeed, yeah.
So, a bit of comedy and history from both of us. Ross will be performing his show Unfit for a King at Just the Tonic Mash House at 5:05 from the 3rd through to the 27th of August with just one day off. Click top right for the ticket link. I'm a bit lazier. I'm doing just 2 nights of my show Stories of Scotland at 8:15 in Stand 3 of the Stand Comedy Club. That's on the 14th and the 21st of August. You'll get a link for my show top right as well. If in doubt, search for both of us on the Fringe website at www.edfringe.com. So, they're both historical shows?
Yeah, sounds like it, yeah. So yeah, mine's a wee bit about the Leslie heritage. We came over here from Hungary, a man called Bartolf. Have you heard of him?
I haven't, no.
No, he was the first governor around here, first governor of the castle.
Is that right?
And he came with a very important lady, a saint actually, Saint Margaret.
That's her chapel?
That's her chapel, yeah.
Aye. Right,
Oldest building in this whole city. I don't know if you got anything as old as that?
No, we don't have. Our chapel would have been built about 1590s or something.
No, we're 1130.
But that was where it was built for the christening of the first son of James VI, who would go on to be James I of England and bring our two nations of Scotland and England together in the glorious union that is the United Kingdom.
Jesus Christ. Come on.
I think I might have taken that too far. I was doing all right up until then as well. Oh, what's this wee closey thing? This looks interesting. Right, need to pull myself together for the final push.
Impressed?
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
All this stuff here. And this is our Great Hall. You got a Great Hall?
You see Great Hall, but it's not that big, is it?
Yeah, it's massive.
It's not. Stirling Castle Great Hall's much bigger than that.
I doubt it. I've not had the measuring tape out, but I doubt it. That's
I
a big...
bet you have. But you just by looking at it, you can see Stirling Castle, the Great Hall when it was built in 1503, I think it was,
older, yeah,
would have been the biggest secular building at the time. It's massive.
But Crown Square, what do you think of Crown Square in general though?
Do you know, it looks nice, right? But I tell you what, it doesn't match up to the square, the central square in Stirling Castle. You can see 100 years of Scottish history etched into the very buildings at Stirling Castle there.
Yeah.
And in the square, you see a Great Hall, a Renaissance palace, and the modern chapel built in the late 16th century, sorry. You see 100 years of history and the Stuart dynasty all in that square. And the things that have happened in there, that we've held parliaments.
We had a parliament,
Okay, you've had parliaments in here. Have you had any baptisms in here? We've had baptisms in there.
No. You win that one, I think, yeah.
So James VI baptised.
Born here though. Born here, actually came into this world right over there, the birthing room built for King James VI, or as you will know, James I, of course.
Down our way,
because
with me being English and that. So, what about James IV? James IV was born at Stirling Castle, so...
Good, yeah. I think it evens out, one each there.
1-0
we equalising goal there.
But we've also had, at Stirling Castle, we've had baptism, coronations. Have you had a coronation?
We've had
Yeah.
no coronations here, no.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I think you got
That's why you've got Holyrood Palace down the hill.
That's right, yeah.
Right? Whereas we've had coronations at Stirling Castle. To be fair, the church next door, but there's been coronations at the castle as well. So, I reckon you've got more people come here. You've got your tattoo. You've got more museums here.
More museums. Longest siege, I think we win that
Okay,
one.
I'll give you the longest siege, but Stirling Castle, strategically more important. More of Scotland's history's happened.
The views,
round
you
about
win the
Stirling.
views, I think.
The Highland views. Shall we call it a draw?
I think we should. I think it's fair.
Oh, shaking it.
Just come and see both.
Come and see
yeah,
both.
Absolutely.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Come to see both Stirling Castle and Edinburgh Castle, and I hope you have a fantastic time when you come. Incidentally, if you want more detail about Stirling Castle, there's a video coming up on screen now. If you want to support the channel, then click top right to become a Patreon member, or buy me a coffee in the description below. I mean, Dochas going to be Lama Live. Sherry and Drasta.
Let's use a spoon.
Yeah,
Let's go for a sip.